And we're back with the fourth episode of the Hypercast. This is episode 4, right?
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
you got it right.
We watched Nightcrawler. We finished the movie about 10 minutes ago. So now we're going to talk about the movie.
It's fresh.
We got fresh thoughts for you.
Fresh. Take a fresh tomato.
Take a fresh nap.
Sure.
You know, like little wet wipes?
No, I never heard of them.
Oh,
Okay.
boy.
Anyway, since Kyler wants to get us off topic, I'm
What,
just gonna
30
let it-
seconds in? It's time for
I
get
was
off
talking about
topic.
Beastie Boys. But it's...
Sorry, continue.
I've...
So, Nightcrawler. Oh,
Yeah.
wait, we gotta do the original recap without spoilers.
Well, I
And
guess...
then we
So
keep
he's
the
gonna
peeps out.
talk about the video first.
Yeah, first, Nightcrawler 2014 film directed by Dan Gilroy, starring Jake Gyllenhaal, Rene Russo, and Riz Ahmed. Nominated for a whopping 1 Oscar. Not Best Actor. I am still upset about that. I'll say it. So yeah,
What was it nominated for?
Best Original Screenplay. So,
Interesting.
didn't win.
Who did win?
That's disappointing.
Alright, you guys keep talking like Google.
Anyway, I thought it was very insightful. Overall, like, in my opinion, I thought it was very insightful in how they wrote the movie. It showed
Birdman.
a different... Birdman?
Birdman.
Birdman or The Unexpected Virtue of Ignorance.
Interesting.
I would have given it to that, to be honest.
All right, Nat, keep going.
It gave a different perspective. It wasn't objectively, it wasn't a likable character, but the screenplay made it seem like kept you still in the movie, and so it was very interesting how they did that by still keeping him in there, even though the main character was awful.
Yeah, Gyllenhaal really portrays this character with a certain amount of, I don't know if I'd say charisma, but like
Well, definitely charisma.
it was definitely charismatic.
Charisma's not like a bad thing, or not like objectively a
Good
good
or bad.
person.
Good or bad.
Right.
Yeah, it was just like, I knew this wasn't necessarily a great character, but like he portrayed him in such a way that like you're like, yeah, okay, I can get behind watching this guy for however long the movie is.
I'd say he's likable.
He is likable.
At least for definitely for the first hour, he's likable.
Yes. In the first part, I liked him, and then I slowly just wondered.
I think it might have been like the last half
I like
hour.
it again.
It's almost like guilting you into it, because I feel like, I mean, the first time I watched it, I feel like I still kind of liked him at the end. I feel like a lot of people did. I've read on the internet a lot of people did, and it's just creating this sort of like, well, now you feel bad for liking this guy, but you still like him. That's kind of what the movie achieves.
I liked him
think.
until a certain scene.
Right.
Yeah, which we can't talk about yet.
No, I think I liked him until a certain scene. After the scene was over, I'm
You
like,
don't like him, but you still kind of like parts of him,
yeah.
and that makes you uncomfortable. a
And
little.
like at the very, very end, I'm like, yeah, good for him. Good job. Keep going.
I don't know. I felt like
I
it
don't
was-
know if I'd go that far, but before we
No,
get ahead
I
of
felt-
ourselves,
I felt some Social Network vibes in there. Someone trying to do their best on what they could do, like trying to promote themselves.
No, I feel like he was just a sociopath.
well, he's definitely a sociopath.
Trying to promote himself.
But he is a hard worker.
Just going.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah,
Like
absolutely.
the hardworking people.
I would
trying to
definitely
promote
take
themselves.
his work ethic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think everyone would recommend it.
Yeah.
Great
Yeah, I'd
movie.
say you should watch it.
Yeah.
You're not going to be bored.
No.
Less than 2 hours.
Although if you are sensitive to potentially graphic.
Yeah, it's
There's about
a mist about
3 graphic scenes.
there's 3.
3, 4, yeah.
But also one of the most important scenes in the movie is graphic.
Yeah.
True. Well, that one wasn't that bad, though.
Slightly. Yeah,
But
like
actually, none of them are that bad, to be honest. The first
Okay.
one is bad.
if you look like deeply into it, then it could be considered graphic, especially one scene in particular that is kind of vital and you see multiple times, but it's not bad. It's not.
Nah, it's not too terrible, but just
Be warned.
be warned.
But if you have a choice, watch those scenes.
True.
So I think if you miss specifically one scene, it takes away from the movie a little.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to talk about spoilers now. So all of you heathens who haven't watched the movie yet, get out. We'll wait for you. Okay, thanks for coming back. So we're going to talk about the movie now, and we're going to go into spoilers. Does anyone have a starting point?
I do.
Nattie had one. As soon as the movie
Oh,
finished.
yeah, the very first scene where Gyllenhaal goes and
Blue.
Blue. He's stealing a fence for some monies. And then
For some monies.
And then one of the private guards comes and catches him, and then he beats up the private guard and takes his watch. And they don't address that in any other part of the film, which I guess it shows that he will do anything to get what he wants and anything to go his way, I guess. And so that scene does sort of make sense, but I
If you're gonna do it,
wish,
let's make it funny.
Yep. Open your animal crackers, John. Open your animal crackers. Eat them.
Well,
I'm
at this
sure.
point, does someone want to go in my fridge and get my water?
Oh my gosh.
What?
Continue on.
So anyway, I wish they addressed that a little bit or like mentioned it. I guess they kind of did. Ish. I don't know if it was just me that picked this up. Like, I don't know if I was associating something that wasn't really it. But when he was flipping through the TV channels, there was one channel that, like, said, and after this night, this police officer was assaulted, and something like that. So I don't know if that was sort of a
I totally
nod.
missed that part.
Yeah, I was flipping, through the TVs, and that's when we got, like, the one ad for something, and they were like, closet space.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know if that was sort of a nod to it, and then he just flipped. But I guess, like, his sociopath brain would have wanted to have heard it because he's so obsessed with his name and trying to get his name out and stuff like that. So, and, like, things surrounding him. So I guess he would have stayed on that channel if it was him. So I don't know if it was just me associating it with...
He's way more obsessed with his company, though.
Yeah,
Because he never wants to be an anchor. He never wants to be on TV.
Right,
Yeah,
he's centered towards himself, and so he wouldn't go out and say that it was him that assaulted the police officer, but he just wanted to, like, know about it.
Well, I guess, but I feel like he wasn't as obsessed with it at the very beginning until he actually started with the night crawling business.
It also wasn't something that he, like, took pride in necessarily.
He wanted the watch, he took the watch, that's the end of the story for him.
Yeah.
He was just trick, because he needs money.
Because he needs money, and but funnily enough, he didn't pawn it.
I think it's been his personality that he wants to be involved in the things that he's involved in and, like, learn more about them.
Because he stole the fence.
He
And
sold the
then-
fence.
He stole the fence, he
Well,
sold
he's
the
not going
fence.
to keep a bunch of
Well,
fence.
no, I know. He stole the fence, he sold the fence, and then he wanted a job, and then he didn't get that job.
Yeah.
And then so I guess a little bit of, he got a watch out of it, besides the money.
I think
he almost
like squirreled, like going home with the watch.
It's called squirrel.
Squirrel.
He almost squirreled when he was like, because when he has the watch, he's driving, and then he finally sees,
I feel like it's kind of like
the Nightcrawlers.
Yeah.
So he almost like forgets about the watch almost. Like it's not his number one priority anymore. His number one priority is, okay, I'm gonna do this now.
Yeah, and he wasn't after notoriety at the time.
Well, no, and that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that he's after notoriety. I think he would have just paid attention or just listened to it. So it was me associating something else with not what it is. I'm not saying that he's going after.
Oh,
for
he's
notoriety.
saying like if you saw that channel and realized that was him, he would have watched the rest of the news story
Right.
because he
Oh,
knows
okay.
it's him.
Thank you.
Okay, hold on. None of us are qualified to talk about this technically. None of us have a degree, so
In.
Anything.
diagnosing people.
Also true. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's for the audience.
Yeah, we call him, if we could repeatedly call him a sociopath, that's just because that's...
The internet says so.
Yeah, the internet says so.
And the internet never lies. I've never seen a lie on the internet before in my life.
Oh,
It's like,
right.
it's one of the key words whenever you look up this movie, it just immediately goes sociopath.
Yeah, it is.
So we're just going off of that. Like, no one has a degree in psychology here.
And we never claimed to.
And we never
So-
claimed to, yeah.
When the cops come and try to arrest us, we never claimed to.
We never claimed
Also, if we get into talking about legality of things later, none of us have a law degree
That's
either.
also true.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we'll do all of those right now. Technically, none of us are qualified to talk about anything of importance. It's all just our opinions, assumptions, and the internet.
That's
And
about
things just based off prior knowledge that we learned from classes. Just like that.
So what was the point which you wanted to talk about?
Oh, I really want to talk about the ending because I said good for him, and you guys are like, no, I didn't mean good for him for like doing literally anything except the fact that he got his company and like expanded. Like
You said he got, and I was like, you're gonna say he got away with it.
no,
That's what you were gonna say
That's
there.
not what I was gonna say.
He did get away.
I mean, he
with it.
did get
He
away
did.
with it, and I mean, that's not a good for him. I just,
Yeah.
but
Good
no.
for him, he built his company.
Yeah, that's really it. I was like, wow, he built his company. He has the 2 vans. Like, he did it. He made it semi big. Good
He
for
may have cut a few brake lines to get there, but
I mean, listen, how he got there isn't what I was good for him about.
The ending is very weird because his partner dies.
Yeah,
We said spoilers, right?
yeah.
we already
Okay.
said spoilers. We're good. I wouldn't talk about the ending.
I squirreled. Yeah, we talked about spoilers.
Yes,
right?
we did. Yes,
Yep.
we did.
Okay.
Right.
We're
Wait,
good.
did I just ask that?
Yep.
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
You can now talk about spoilers.
I can't? Wait.
You
No.
can. I said you can now talk about spoilers.
What was I going to say?
I don't
What
know.
were the words I
He-
said before I...
His
Not
partner
anymore.
died. His partner
People are
died.
back.
His partner died.
Oh, yeah.
Partner
Well, his
died.
partner dies, and it's like, that should be like this big,
Bigger
emotional,
moment.
But for Lou, it's not. And I think the movie, does a really good job of, showing how unimportant it is for Lou.
For him,
The
it
death
was
of his
purely a business move
Yeah.
to.
Right, to go and murder someone. Well, and then
He even says right before he dies, maybe it's not that I don't understand people, maybe it's that I don't like them.
Yeah.
and what sparked the interest of that for me the most was when he was walking through the newsroom right after that scene, after he watched someone die right in front of him, and he's there happy and talking to everyone.
It's Friday.
Friday. That's your goal time.
Exactly. And usually when, I don't know, I guess more from a criminal justice perspective, that's an immediate tell that something is off and something is wrong. After you see someone die, that is pretty traumatizing and pretty eventful, especially for I don't know, say say someone that has seen a lot of this throughout the day. They're not going out there and smiling and asking a bunch of people how their day is and joking and laughing the way that he is, because he is very, very unaffected by it. And I guess he sort of knew that it was,
I'm okay.
But,
but
but
then
could you
he-
say that he got desensitized to it too?
I mean,
'Cause I feel like
I don't...
He was
that's
doing
his
it.
line.
He was doing it for 3 months.
Like, that's
Well,
his
I
line of
know.
He was
work.
seeing dead people every night for 3 months.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say. A lot of
Cracker.
people... I'm okay, thank you, though. A lot of people that see it every day, a lot of, medics, there's still time that they need to go and find their own coping mechanism. And not a lot of them is going out and joking around and being the way that he was. I don't know. There are some people that, yes, they can be desensitized to it. And I guess that was sort of his personality as well, as we saw, with him going into people's houses and him, I don't know, just filming people nearly dead, like we saw in that one mansion where the dude
Not
was...
nearly dead. They're dead.
Well, no, the one dude-
they're nearly dead, dude.
Yeah, the one dude at the
That's
very
your point
end.
now.
He didn't help, and that's what bothered me the entire movie, was he wasn't going to help. And I guess that was his personality,
Well,
but
that's
it
the-
just...
That's the point of the movie.
Yeah, it bothered me.
And that's fair because you're human, and
It
I
bothered
think
you
it's
that the
supposed.
movie did it or that he didn't?
No, that he didn't.
Oh, okay.
It made total sense for the movie.
Ah,
It,
okay, yeah.
fit his character.
It bothered her personally that
Yes.
anybody would do that.
It fit his character perfectly. And so I thought the movie did a great job in portraying his character and stuff like
Oh,
that
yeah.
through that way. It hurt me to see it human, if this wasn't based off of a true story, but if it was, it would
How do you know?
hurt. I don't
Well-
know.
It wasn't.
Okay. John, you're freaking me out here. But
Or was it?
it
Stop it.
stop it.
John, no.
But it's just sort of the movie did a really good job in portraying someone's mindset in that way. You just look it up.
Yeah. Well, of
Um,
course.
But
Well, I know it wasn't a true story, but I want to see like if he took any inspiration from
close?
something. If Gilroy took
Yeah.
any inspiration from something.
I mean, going back to what you were saying, that's like people wouldn't be smiling and everything. Okay, besides the whole desensitizing thing, sometimes people's way of coping is to pretend everything's fine
Well,
and everything's okay. I mean, how many times have we heard of someone that just broke down because they took so much in and then they reach a breaking point?
Well, I know. I've talked with many officers before, and their way of coping with, like, if they're at a car accident, their way of coping is laughing and joking about it and stuff like that. Just not about the car accident itself, but, like, laughing along. But he was ready to make out with this chick while they're watching the video, and they have a picture of...
They were never going to make out.
I don't know. That was a pretty intense scene there. In front of a picture of his partner, they're, like, staring at them.
Great
Through the
scene.
screen of the picture.
Great
That
scene.
cinematography right there, that was pretty.
It was really good.
That was great. But he just didn't care, and it hurt to see.
I'm gonna bring up the ending again because
Yeah.
I just remembered something. But the movie ends on like a rock song.
Right. It goes
You know?
from the.
Personally, thought it was a Ghostbusters theme song for a second. Don't know how.
Oh.
Yeah, we re-listened to it and
It doesn't sound like it.
No, listening to it the second time, I was like, how did I think that was the Ghostbusters theme
I don't know,
song?
but it doesn't end on like a somber.
Absolutely not.
No.
I mean, that's the happiest song in the whole score, except for
Yeah.
maybe "Lose Free." But or I just realized I said the name of the song, which isn't gonna help any.
I was gonna say.
But maybe the one, like, except for maybe the one where he's walking out of the police station, it's like, ding, ding, ding,
Yeah.
bing, 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 bing.
Well, and then I noticed this when the movie started playing for my theater people out there that have seen Phantom of the Opera.
It does sound like that score.
It sounds like Music of the Night, like the first song. The beginning of it it's not the exact same because that's but anyway, but it sounds a lot like it, and it's in the same chord and stuff like that. And so I don't know. That was just me thinking there. They're probably not related at all, but like I think it's
They're
funny
not.
how
Well, I don't know. And the Phantom's kind of a sociopath
The-
himself.
Oh, I thought
music-
you meant like the music people.
No.
absolutely not. The song is Music of the Night, and this movie is Nightcrawler, and this song happens when they're like looking at the moon and stuff like that. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
Possibly not related at all. Just a cool thing we saw.
But I guess while we're talking about the score,
I have a totally random thought.
Oh
Sure,
boy.
can I go?
You know, you scroll through Netflix and they have the little pop-up snippets from the movie.
Oh yeah.
The bike scene has pretty much nothing to do with any of the movie.
I mean, I
it's
guess
how he gets his camera.
It
And
is,
his
but they don't
police
actually
station.
show that part.
So in essence, it's the most important part of the movie.
But they don't actually show that part.
Show what?
Him,
He gets $800 in-store credit. Bless you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
yeah, no, I get that, but like
Thank you.
in the snapshot, they don't show. Yeah,
Oh, that's because Netflix just picks a random part from the movie.
Yeah.
that's annoying.
Unless
Also-
like the movie specifically puts like the trailer or something in there.
That was a funny part though.
It is pretty funny.
Yeah.
I won the Tour de Mexico on this bike.
Right. Like he just. It also shows you like how fast his brain works. I
Yeah.
guess because
This
he's
bike
like
has 37 gears.
he's
I won
like
the Tour de
I'm
Mexico
gonna
on this
make
bike.
up all of this stuff to see how much money I can get for this bike, and that's kind of
Would have worked too.
And the store owner goes, "A
No
bike
bike
can't
has
last."
37 gears.
Right.
there are
Yeah,
a bike doesn't have 37
It
gears.
would have worked.
It would have worked too. It wasn't
I'm
very
convinced it
human
would've
like
If he,
it.
if
If the
If he
bike
hadn't
didn't.
said 37 years, if he
Yep.
said like a real number.
yeah,
What would be a real number?
7,
Cool. I
7 or 8,
I believe you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, like
6, 7 or 8.
20.
Not a bike.
any multiples of 3, multiples of 8.
That's
4.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving on from bikes.
So you can go back to the score now.
Score is magnificent.
Oh, score's
I
great.
squirreled.
I loved it a lot, and it was so present that the moments where there wasn't the score were disturbing.
I'm pretty sure it's James Newton Howard, but I'm gonna Google check.
Yeah. Well, but the scene where his partner dies,
James Newton Howard.
There is-
Called it.
there's no
Up top.
music at all,
right.
and I hear it, and it just and like when the music just stopped, it freaked me out a little because I feel like There were very little moments where there was no music or no background noise or no nothing.
You just felt the emptiness of
I did,
the
and
no noise.
I thought it
Yeah.
amplified the scenes.
Oh, for sure.
Where there wasn't a score.
I even
Amplified
said it
them.
out loud. I'm like, the fact that there's no music is not giving me
Is there any
good
music
vibes.
when he goes into the mansion?
I feel like
Yes.
I think
might
there's
be.
a
There
small
is.
score there.
It's like the
quiet.
smallest quiet score. But you know where there wasn't music either? The first gunshots at that mansion. Because there was nothing, and then suddenly there was gunshots. It's like, it's kind of like you know those like psychological thrillers where you know something's coming but you don't know when?
Yes.
I feel like that's exactly what they did, but instead of using the creepy music, they did the absence of music. And I think that's really interesting.
Yeah.
When you think about it, that's kind of like the start of his. Well, technically, that's not the
No,
start,
the moving.
but that is.
the moving. No,
the
going,
moving-
The going into the house is the start, and then he moves the body.
And then it was the
Then
body.
he goes in a house where people are
I feel like
alive.
that's the first major one, though.
It's all building. I really love it.
So
It's
made
all
me
very
so
organic.
angry.
Like it's all organic, right?
The
And
moving
quotation
the-
marks organic.
Moving the body. That's.
I feel
Well,
like
then for the
maybe that's the first major one then.
Yeah, but it's all building towards it. You know, that's what I love. It's all organic. It's
But I feel like
starting
that's the
small
first-
scare and it's going higher.
Hey, boys, Nat wants to say something.
As a person who like wants to be a crime scene analyst, him moving the body just drove me insane because they would get to the scene and be like, "What the heck just happened?
How'd the body get
How
over
did he get
there?
over there?" And like,
Well, they had to get better framing. He had to get
oh
better
my gosh,
framing.
that drove me insane. Like the match, like the wounds on the body wouldn't match up with where they fell, and then that would drive me insane.
I know.
But anyway, but it just showed how far he would go, and like he wasn't thinking about anybody else but this shot, and but getting this scene through so he could get this, and it just drove me insane.
Oh.
For sure.
Oh.
But I feel like, as someone who's really, like, empathetic, they did a good job for me to not necessarily feel bad for anyone.
Because they don't give them anything.
Yeah, I think so too.
They really
And
don't show
They're
the
not.
victim
They're
side
not
of
like
it.
personalities. They're not real
They're
people.
just,
They're
I mean, they are real people.
well,
but
technically, they're
just-
real people, but you don't even know their names.
They're just dead.
You don't know how old they are.
Yeah, but even
The only person you know.
is his
Is the-
partner.
Is Rick? Riz
Rick.
Ahmed.
No, not Rick. I mean, you know Rick. The other guy. The one he cuts the brake lines on.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
that
Joe?
was.
Yeah.
Oh, that was evil.
For some reason, I was like, yeah, okay.
I actually love how casual they make him cutting the brake lines.
It's like it
He either
was,
cut the brake lines or cut the power steering.
he
but
did
whatever.
something to the.
Or both. You
he
could have done
tam-
both.
He tampered with the car, and it was really casual. I think they just cut to it, and then he just comes out under the car, walks away, and I'm like, oh,
Mhm.
cool.
Oh,
They said that's the van, and I was like, I mean, dang, they beat him there. It's going to be another scene where they beat him to the scene, and then it was the van crash, and I was like, oh, that's not what this scene's supposed to be.
okay, wait, that montage scene though.
Yeah, that was
That
great.
was pretty epic. But it hurt seeing all those titles because you'd see toddler slash, like, I don't know, something with like.
I think that's again just adding to his like desensitivity to
Right.
towards all of it.
I mean,
It's
but
interesting
also,
to listen to all those titles. Or not listen, like look
But
at
the
all those
thing
titles.
is, those titles aren't titles that he put necessarily. They tend
Yeah,
to.
they're what they title the newscast.
I would say that's the newscast. It wasn't her. It wasn't.
Right.
It wasn't him.
But
saying
it would just hurt seeing them, like knowing that he's there videotaping that. Like, I think if I was a victim, I'd be hurt if someone was up close, like looking at my toddler that just recently
died.
passed. Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess that's the thing. It also teaches you about the news and how far they'll go for a story.
Oh, going with that. Okay, do you remember that one scene where she's there, like conducting it all?
Oh my
Like
god,
when they're
yeah,
at
she
the
like
newscasting and she's
pushed
in her
it to make it
ears.
worse.
It's interesting because it shows like how like influential the news is and how they want to, I don't know, just influence people. And so
Everything's
she,
a business.
I
right,
remember.
She kept like.
I feel like it also showed the importance of like buzzwords because it wasn't she was giving them full sentences. She was just saying use this word.
Right.
Say it again. Push it harder.
Violence,
Violence.
ferocious,
Slaughter.
severe,
Exactly. It's just.
vicious.
Yeah.
That one was.
Vicious was a lot.
Unicorn!
Yeah.
D-
But I
Oh,
remember.
wait, no, that wasn't a word.
I do remember.
Oh, okay.
But also, if you think about it, I don't remember. Granada Hills, I think it was the
Yeah.
place. Is like a high-end place. So
well, there was a mansion.
there was a mansion, and the moment you saw the gate, you're like, oh, okay, these are rich people.
Right.
And like, I feel like those words like would definitely strike more if it was like at this high-end place where they have a gate, they have everything.
In what is supposedly a nice, well-off, guarded neighborhood. Didn't they say that in the
Yeah.
newscast? Something like
Right.
that.
It's like you have to add some buzzwords in there for that to be it's already an impactful story, but even more.
Just realized Granada is grenade in a different language.
It's not.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I didn't say Spanish. I said a different language.
True, but it's
I'm checking.
LA.
Told you.
In Spanish.
No, it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you ever
So-
trust Google Translate?
What else am I
I don't know.
supposed to trust?
Different dialects. That could have been like.
It's still grenade.
I was gonna say I know
I
it
know-
from as pomegranate. Anyways, going on.
I love my pomegranate.
All right, moving on.
Grenadills.
Yes.
Definitely grenade.
Let that silence indicate how much we enjoyed the joke.
Oh.
Aren't that funny?
So anyway,
Yeah.
I
so
guess
it-
I'll bring up.
yeah.
Let
Yeah, I
Issa
guess,
finish her
yeah.
point.
Oh yeah.
no one.
I was gonna add to the point.
No one lets me finish. Anyways,
Continue.
you okay there?
Yep.
Anyways, it besides like this obviously like man that will go on and on and on to find what he wants. I feel like there was a very interesting insight to news and how it sells. Yeah.
Yeah, I like how they describe it. Think of it as a woman running down the street with her throat cut open.
They're just so,
Well,
like we said before, they're just
That
so,
metaphor didn't even make any sense to
No.
me.
Hey, if it bleeds, it leads.
Oh, there we go.
What is
Bam.
that from? They didn't even say that line.
They
Yes,
did.
they did.
When?
I already,
How did I miss that?
I already
It was-
proved them
The-
wrong.
There's- when he was offering the proposition to run the second van.
No, he's like, "What do you show?" And he's
it was
like, "Anything." Blah 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 blah. If it bleeds, it leads.
yeah.
Blah 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 blah.
I feel that if I were one of the victims and I was like still alive and someone had a camera in my face, I'd want the urge to just like, I wouldn't have the strength obviously, but I would just want to like punch him or like ruin that
Yeah.
camera.
I think I just want him to help me, actually.
Yeah, I feel like, but also,
I just don't want people to see me in that state. Like, say someone knew me and they saw that on. You playing Subway Surfers during our podcast?
see it?
We're focusing.
We're gonna need a team meeting after this.
Pause. Just pause.
So after that break.
What were you talking about?
It helps me
Were
concentrate.
you done with your thought, or
I guess, yeah.
okay?
I just
Well, you could
wouldn't-
continue.
I just
didn't know
wouldn't
if you
want people to see me suffer on
were- Yeah,
news.
the movie is funny. See, objectively, the movie has a lot of funny parts. I'll say it. I'll say it.
I'll say it. don't
I
care.
laughed.
I don't care about your elbow.
The scene where he's shouting at the monitor when they're like, I don't know. What do they say?
I don't know what you're talking about.
When he told them, mention my name, video production news.
Oh, and then
Oh,
he's
yeah,
like,
no,
they
they
can't
can't
hear
hear
you. That was really
That's
funny.
me. I'm Lou Blue. Lou, they can't hear you. Oh.
Oh, yeah, that was funny.
Then when he first gets the video camera, and he drives up to the sidewalk and almost hits the dude.
Oh, that was so
What
funny.
are you doing?
Filming for TV. Get out of here! You can't do that. I'm fairly certain this is legal. And then
I love you couldn't say, I know this is legal. You're just like, I'm pretty sure this is legal.
And then when he pulls up and he's videotaping the breathalyzer test, it's like nobody cares about a breathalyzer test.
Like, you can see how he doesn't know what he's doing, but he's like, there's probably money in this.
Yeah, I can make money. I want
And like
money.
they immediately tell him, he's like, "How much money does he make?" He's like, "Not enough."
But then he ends the movie and he got like 50,000 for his last piece or something.
Mhm.
Did they say the money?
Well, 50,000 just for calling them in.
Well, yeah, and then
'Cause
That's
they're
assuming that
like-
he got it. Well, he did.
He did,
call
yeah.
Well,
it.
he did call him in
But he got 15,000 for the house.
Yeah, for the house.
That's
Right.
like what is like
He
the
was
average yearly
there
income? It's like
with
54,000.
his-
That's like a quarter of that.
I'm
in
so
one night.
glad there wasn't.
Checks out.
I'm so glad there wasn't a baby in that crib.
Yeah, I think that might. Yeah.
Yikes.
Sure.
I mean, I wonder where the baby was though.
I don't know, but it was a drug house.
True.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
I think.
And
we
the
know-
music was going.
They hide the drugs in the baby's
But
rooms.
yes.
Oh,
What?
Oh boy.
I thought you were just gonna end it at they hide the drugs in the babies.
No!
We don't have to go Gerber baby
Well,
on
I'm
this.
glad
Jesus.
you didn't say that.
We don't have to go full.
Well, I'm
Gerber
glad you
baby.
implied it. No, I'm not. I mean,
Moving
what?
on from
Continue.
this.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
no.
guess I want to talk about his performance.
Please do.
Absolutely phenomenal.
Oh, he did a great job.
Brilliant. We're ranking performances. This would be a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Right? Everyone give Jake Gyllenhaal a 10 out of 10?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
He did a Great job. He was
Yeah.
convincing.
The eyes are great. I love how the eyes are so wide the entire
They're
time.
so
Okay, I was gonna
wide.
mention that. Like as like you were talking about, like, because you said that you like eyes and stuff like that, the weird eyes, and I really noticed like his eyes compared to someone else's. Like you could see his full irises, like you could,
Yeah.
like, and there was white around them too, and so it was just
And they were
Just-
wide at all times, but especially when he's like smiling at someone, which is like because normally when you smile, your eyes get a little smaller because it's like happy. And like the fact that they were so wide kind of felt empty to me, I guess, which made it even more obvious that he's like.
yeah. I noticed it especially when he was negotiating with Rick. Like that's when I saw it the most. Like his eyes were huge because he was like negotiating the prices, and it was something that he was very passionate about.
And then Rick wanted to leave at the critical moment.
Ooh.
And Lou was like,
no,
I think looking back, we can realize that leaving at the critical moment would be a mistake.
And the way that he like kind of threatened him, but like not outwardly.
Definitely threatened him.
Oh yeah, for sure. But it was like, do
The
you
way
know
that most
I can
people
hurt
be
you?
like, I will shank you. And then he was like, you know, I could hurt you.
Like physically, and I'm like, oh
I may be inclined to hurt you. Physically, I mean.
yeah.
Like,
It
oh,
was
yeah.
It was all very like he said it in a very hypothetical way. That's like he might as well not actually hurt him, but like with just like the thinly veiled threat, it's like yeah.
it's the I could hurt you if I wanted to, but like I could really hurt you. But,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm.
And
Yeah.
it's like, but you don't know if I want to or not. You
Yeah.
don't know how far I'll go.
I love how many just long takes there is of Jake Gyllenhaal ranting. And it's not, you're not cutting away from him, and you're hearing him talk for like a minute straight. And it's fast, and it's quick. And
It's
the way he pronounces words.
Yeah.
It's
It's
all,
not like Social Network, but it's kind of same vibes.
yeah, similar. Very fast.
yeah.
The way he talks is very fast.
But
It's very
it's
focused on what he's doing.
but it's
Yeah.
just him.
Right. It's
I
not a
can't-
back and forth. It's never a back and
It's
forth. with him.
never a tennis
It's
match.
technically a back and forth, but he's always ahead in every single conversation.
He's in control of the
Yeah.
conversation.
Even when he
Especially-
shouldn't be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. And at the bar, or not the bar, the restaurant he was at with, what's her name?
Nina.
Nina. There we go. He was in the
Renee
restaurant
Russo's
with
character.
Nina, and she just kept saying no. She didn't want anything to do with him, and he's like, but what about this? And then this idea. He just constantly was persistent
Yeah.
with what
I
he
happen to know that
wants.
you've never stayed at a news station for more than 2 years. And I know
It
that your 2-year
was-
contract is coming up.
Oh, I'd be so uncomfortable.
Like she was 100% backed into a wall in that conversation. Not literally, but
I feel like that's a similar conversation to the I might be inclined to hurt you physically.
absolutely.
Yeah. Very similar vibe.
And as a woman watching that particular scene, I felt that
Yeah.
It's like
It's gross.
it's gross.
I
but,
felt gross. I'm a man and I felt gross.
Right?
like it was gross
agree.
because it wasn't outward like hey baby what's up or whatever.
It's not 365 days.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not. It's nothing like that. But it's so subtle that like you almost, if someone does that to you or like coerces you into something like that, you almost feel like it's your fault.
You almost feel like it was your choice, just the way he words it.
Exactly.
And
Also, like, wouldn't have anything to base, like, an argument for he tried to, like
Exactly.
you would have an argument for he threatened me, basically.
Right.
Yeah, and the things he didn't. He didn't threaten her at all, except with the I might
Well, he
just not.
threatened taking his
He
business.
indirectly
Exactly,
threatened her.
but that's
But it's
that's
never.
all
He never
did.
like. If you were recording it, I don't think you could use it in court.
Mm-mm.
Because he's
Absolutely
never
not.
like. He's never like.
He never says this is what I want. In fact, the only thing that we know is that whatever she says.
Yeah.
Like he never says I want us to start this relationship, physical or not. He just mentions that he wants that, and then he says it would be nice to have that with you, but he never specifically says. He never says the words.
Yeah.
What did you want to say, Maddie?
Well, as a person that likes food a lot, see, it would be different. Like, if I was in that situation, I would leave before the food. Like, there wasn't any food on the table, and I would just leave. Though that's really difficult to do. And so that shows how uncomfortable I would be in that situation. But, okay, another actual point, though. Before that, he also offers her another margarita. This is partially him, like, being nice, but it kind of goes with it. Like, he's trying to offer her more alcohol and stuff like that. I don't know if that was part of his plan, but, like...
I think he just
Now
doesn't
I'm
know how
thinking-
to like regularly interact with people. Like before he got to his, you're gonna do this, because I'm doing this. You're gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I think it was just him like.
And I think she was being smart by saying no.
Oh, absolutely.
Part.
Also, he asked her after like she took like one sip,
Yeah.
and the margarita was still like
Margarita?
all the way full.
Like, she had just squeezed a lime
Yeah.
into it.
I think she hadn't even started drinking, and he's like, "Would you like another one?" She's like, yeah, maybe, but not now. I haven't even taken a sip yet."
Yeah.
Which is almost kind of like, hey, maybe if I intoxicate her a little more, maybe she'll say yes easier.
Yeah,
Which is a
but he
thing
almost
people
cared
do.
more about like the business side than he did.
Oh,
'Cause I feel like that's what attracted him to her.
absolutely.
It was that she's older,
Connections.
the connections, and that she like runs her own news station.
Right.
And
Absolutely.
he's very upfront with that, as upfront as Lou is, I suppose.
Yeah. And I wonder if it wasn't Mina as a woman, what would he have done?
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe going to a different station.
Maybe.
Seven was calling him.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
I like how he almost walked out the door.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
like, where are you going? He's like, I'm gonna go drop it off at a different station. Like,
Yeah.
It's like, you need me more than I need you.
In a realistic standpoint, what if she just didn't stop him or didn't go,
I know, right?
where are you going?
right. I
He
thought about
would,
that.
he would walk down to 7 and get paid.
I mean, I guess, but like, from a realistic standpoint, what if she like looked down for a second, then all of a sudden he was gone? He's like,
Yeah.
that's weird. Maybe he went to the bathroom.
Like, I don't think I would have stopped someone who was like, where are you going?
Well, their news station was about to go bankrupt.
Yeah, they were the worst news station. They mentioned that.
This was...
I know that your per price unit share has gone up since I started selling to you.
Yikes.
Yeah.
He was always one step ahead, and that's terrifying, but also
Yeah.
impressive.
At times it felt like he was like 3 steps ahead.
Well, and then he also mentioned, like, that he was... That one scene where he's like, yeah, you can learn anything from the internet, and, like, it
The
really
internet
plays...
doesn't lie. Hey,
Right.
Lou agrees with me.
Ah, there you go. It just plays throughout the
Good.
entire movie that
Yeah.
he's just always constantly focusing
Yeah,
and,
he's a
like,
smart
trying
guy.
to figure out more on what he needs to know.
Can't disagree with that.
Exactly.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, and also you can't. It's kind of interesting to see, because this is 2014.
14. Film. So it probably filmed 2012, 2013.
So I mean, yes, the internet was a big deal, but I feel like people didn't go to like the quote unquote YouTube university that often in
Yeah.
2012, 2014,
They can find like the license plate on the internet.
which is
And the internet was so like underdeveloped compared to now in 2014 that I wouldn't have been shocked if you could have found that on the internet in 2014.
yeah.
You can't now.
Well, and
You definitely
Kyler,
can't
yeah,
now.
Kyler and I were talking about that during the movie. Like, I tried to look up someone's license plate, like, in elementary school, just to see what would happen, and I couldn't find it anywhere, and so, I don't know, yeah, we were talking about that, and, like, how underdeveloped the internet was then, but how much you could find on there, like, you could figure out
You knew where to look.
Exploit. Right.
And he knew where
And
to look.
He
found the police scanner
so
codes.
smart.
He found the license plate.
The police scanner codes are not that hard to find.
That is very interesting, though.
He still found them. Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, he just learns a lot.
I like how he never sleeps. You never see him
It's
sleep.
true.
That's
True.
true. We see his bed. We don't see him in it ever.
Yeah, the
He
bed
does
is
water his plant though.
right.
Often.
Way to go, plant.
We see him at night. We see him start when it's still light out. We see him get home. We see him stay up till the 6 o'clock news. We see him watch it.
Is there any purpose behind that plant? Like, we
I
see him
feel-
water it.
The thing
Yeah,
is,
he was watering his plant when he saw the car.
I feel like he.
No.
The fact that he's like. I feel like if you completely were crazy and murderous or something like that, you wouldn't take care of a plant. I don't know. For me, it kind of humanized him a little bit. It's like he takes care of something. He has something to take care of. It's not a dog. It's not a person. But like, he waters that plant very often.
Doesn't?
I think it's just another thing for him to have complete control over.
Right. I think it's a grounding-ish. Like, something he
maybe.
can turn back to and stuff like that that's constant. What?
But in Silence of the Lambs, doesn't he take care of moths or something?
He does.
I haven't seen that movie.
I can't
but
believe
Yes,
you
he
didn't
does.
bring it up. Really?
What?
Kyler
Moths?
brought up Silence of the Lambs before you.
Oh, I'm so proud of you.
I haven't seen that movie still.
Me neither.
Great movie, by the way.
2 out of 10.
He does. He has something that he's obsessed with besides, oh my gosh, besides his, oh, that's a spoiler. Never mind, I'm not going to say that.
Is it a spoiler for Silence of the Lambs?
Yep.
Definitely don't say it.
Yep.
Because we might review that.
Oh, yay.
Big
But it's-
might.
We'll see.
We'll see
has-
how much we can
okay,
actually talk about.
This, okay, the perfect
10 out of 10
Buffalo
movie that I'll
Bill.
watch
There
it.
we go. We know that for sure. He has a purpose in mind for something that he wants to complete, and so. But on the side job, he has these rare moths that he takes care of, and so I guess that kind of goes along with the plant as well. It's just a constant and something that you can, that is, and it makes you more human and more personalized, even though they are people that are suffering from different things. It is just something that makes you more personable and more down to earth and grounded to what is going on. But pretty plant, by the way, just putting it out there. I think it's
What is it, like lavender?
I
Something
don't
like that.
think so, because it's too purple to be lavender. I don't know what it is exactly.
Is it a succulent?
Definitely not a succulent.
Yeah, it's got flowers and everything, and he takes care of the plant many, many times.
Wants control.
Which I'm very impressed, because
Give me
I don't
control.
think very many flowers flower for that long. But anyway,
Did you hire Lou to look after your plant?
I think I would.
I think I
I'd
would.
lock up everything in my house, but I think I would let him water my plants.
I don't think, the thing is, at that point, I don't think he'd steal anything.
I don't know, just for my safety.
He
I
might
let him
kill
weed
you
my
and then
garden.
film it though.
No, because he never kills
He
anyone.
never
He would never kill
Here's the
anyone.
thing. He never
True.
outwardly kills anyone.
He never stabs someone.
No, he never stabs someone.
Never
He never
shoots
shoots
someone.
someone. He might beat someone up,
He'll set you up.
but he will
Or-
set you up to
He'll
be
tell a criminal
murdered.
where you live. Oh, and then he'll go through your house and find your valuables. He won't steal them, but he'll find them.
Tip
and then he'll
him, tip
tell
him
them where
off.
they
Yeah.
are. And then
I don't have any valuables, so I'll let him over.
Okay.
Not your Funko Pop.
Do you carry them, like, all on you? Like, when... Like the lady in Titanic that, like, wears all of her jewelry to the bar and stuff like that.
all of the jewelry at the same exact time?
Yeah, all of my jewelry.
Jewelry? Yeah,
Yeah.
you got, like, extensive necklaces.
Oh, yeah.
For the
I got, like,
viewers
some
that,
$3 dog
or for the
tags.
listeners that can't see John right now, he is currently with long dreadlocks and huge...
False. No, I'm shutting this down. False.
You wouldn't just tape all of your
Huge
Funko Pops to
chains.
you and duct tape?
All 300 of them. I don't know. Somehow I feel like that won't work.
You have that many?
Yeah, I got like
That's a
200.
lot of...
Wow.
Yeah. I was gonna bring something up.
Yeah.
Think.
You right there?
You're getting there, John. I believe in you.
Spazzing. Someone was spazzing.
No one was stressing. We're good.
Okay. I don't know what's happening, but I'm just gonna keep talking until
We're communicating with
somebody...
hand signals.
Okay. I guess we're into ratings now.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'll start.
Okay.
I'm gonna shock the world with this one.
Again?
I'm gonna shock the world again
Once more.
and give it a 4 out of 10.
What?
No, I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10. Cinematography, which we didn't bring up somehow, but the cinematography
Oh my God, yeah.
is absolutely beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
The score is brilliant. One of the best performances from Jake Gyllenhaal of the 21st century. Absolutely phenomenal. One of the most devastating Oscar losses of all time. He wasn't even nominated. Truly brilliant movie.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the 9 out of 10. It was a really good movie. Just like I said in the last podcast, if you're listening to them in order, it kept you like engaged the entire time. You didn't feel like there was a non-important scene. A lot of shocking scenes, I felt like, where you're kind of just like, oh, that happened. Oh, that happened. Oh, that happened.
Oh, that's happening.
That happened.
And he's dead now.
Yeah.
And that happened.
I just didn't like it for the aspect of I didn't like him as a person. Again,
Once more.
that's why it dropped it a point for me.
Maybe we'll find a movie one day that you like the main character.
One day.
Maybe.
Silence of the Lambs.
Oh.
I
Issa?
think
I like the main character in Silence of the Lambs.
I know we don't do half points here, so
Nope.
I'm gonna go 8.
Okay.
It went up?
No, it stayed at 8. I changed my mind.
Oh, you changed your mind from 7 to 8. Okay.
Yeah. Because again, beautiful movie. Jake Gyllenhaal, it was really enthralling, and I did as much as I shouldn't like his character, I did. Which makes me sound like an interesting person. Maybe not that great.
An interesting person.
There you
That's
go.
the way you're going to describe that?
Yes.
Okay.
Interesting,
Fair.
but oh, that's interesting. So I think, but like some scenes, I don't know, some of them felt a little long to me. Not necessarily out of place, not necessarily not necessary, but just long and not necessary, but just I don't know.
Yeah.
And yeah, I did like it a lot. It takes a lot for me to be like, yeah, great movie.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's your highest rated movie so far, out of 2.
Yeah.
So.
Woo.
Woohoo!
Nat?
I gave, wow, it's called Nightcrawler. Woo. I gave it an 8 out of 10. I thought it was brilliantly done. I really appreciate how committed Jake Gyllenhaal was to the role, and he really embodied the person as well. What would bring the rating down for me is that 1 point would be for my personal rating, or my personal bias. It just made me angry at some points, but it was very understandable. And then the other would be for, I don't know, I just didn't understand. Some parts were not explained-ish, so like that first scene just really kind of got me. I wish that there was like, I don't know.
We have come full
summary to
circle.
So, yeah, but overall, I thought it was really well done. I liked the score. It was catchy. It was nice. It fit with the film. It fit with the theme of it. And so, and I liked the actors for it. They did a really great job.
This is our second Jake Gyllenhaal movie.
Ooh.
Did we prefer this to Zodiac?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, we did. And it is our highest rated movie so far. 8.75 for the group average.
Nice.
It's also my favorite movie that we've watched so far. So, nice.
Interesting.
Are we going to do a movie soon in the future where you do not give it a 10 out of 10?
Yes.
Oh.
We have movies on the list that don't have a 10 out of 10.
Oh,
Zodiac doesn't have a 10 out of 10 for me.
So that'll be something for... Oh,
The first movie we
one.
did,
Yeah.
I gave an 8.
Wow. All right, so listeners, please listen more to hear John criticize.
Yeah, wait till
Some
we watch a
movies.
Marvel movie.
Oh dear. Yeah. Please subscribe, like, follow, to know what we're doing.
Our socials are on the screen.
Yes, they are. Especially Instagram and Twitter to know what's going on next. YouTube or wherever you got podcasts to listen to this
Anchor,
lovely
We're on
cast.
Spotify, we're on Apple. I think we're on everything.
Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
we're pretty much everything.
Except Facebook.
Yeah, but we will not be using Facebook. Okay, I've seen the movie on the guy who made Facebook.
Me too.
I don't want to associate with that fella.
Oh boy.
Except that I do. And if he wants to reach out to me, I take money. That's all you have to do.
I take money
I'll
too.
take his t-shirts.
I'll drop my rating for the
What?
movie for money.
I'll take his wardrobe.
I'll take your
Interesting.
flip-flops. I will drop my movie rating if Mark Zuckerberg gave me money.
Honestly, me too.
I'll sell out that hard. I'll do it.
Anyways,
boy.
that's it for this week's episode of the Hypercast.
Join us next time where we talk about a movie.
Which one?
Dun, dun,
You'll
dun.
never know.
We could tell them and then they could watch it.
True.
But do we know which one?
I think we do.
All right. So what are we watching next?
Her. So, watch it.
Never met her.
Him.
So watch it now. Well, yeah, now.
Or anytime in the next week.
Exactly.
Something like that.
Just watch it.
All right.
All right.
We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
See ya.